I'm Lauren Green with the Washington Examiner. I'm here with Congressman Tim Burchett from Tennessee. Can you tell me a little bit about where y'all are at on the stock trading ban? You've been working with some members of the far left and the far right.
Yeah, myself, Chip Roy, and Brian Paul, and AOC, and I think we're all sick of that finger being pointed at us, because we are doing something that I think is wrong. When I was county mayor, I would bring in my lawyer, Jonesy, and I'd bring in Colonel Julian. Jonesy would say, "Is it legal?" He'd say, "Well, boss, it's legal." And then Colonel Julian would say, "Yeah, boss, but I don't know how it looks." Well, it's legal, but it doesn't look good. When we send our missile defense system to Ukraine, and then have to replenish ours, and members of the committee with jurisdiction over that, some of the members apparently have bought stock a couple of weeks prior in the companies that would supply that multi-billion-dollar no-bid contract. So we got some real problems in Congress, and people don't trust us. And I would encourage people, there's a website called Unusual Whales. You can go on there, and those guys and gals have listed the top 100. And my wife is always mad at me when she sees that, because I'm not anywhere near the top 100. My buddy Tommy Seiler manages my $11,000 portfolio. We should all be in mutual funds, and that's what we've got to do. And we should not be trading individual stocks.
How did the group of y'all come to be to work together, and how has it been working with members on such far opposite sides?
Well, it's been easy. I'm conservative. I'm just not angry about it. I'm friends. Matter of fact, the only people that hate me, I think, are people in my own party, actually, because I'm fairly conservative, and that seems to tick people off. But no, it's great. It's a different perspective. But the reason how we got together, we'd all filed bills dealing with the stock trade thing, and we said, hey, we're all extreme except on this issue, and let's get it on, and we are. And it's been a great group to work with. Very nobody talks down with anybody. Nobody cares who gets credit. We're just trying to pass a bill that means something that we hope that the Senate will take up and restore a little trust back in Washington.
You talked a little bit about how all of y'all filed separate bills. Do y'all have an idea of what's going to make it into the final bill as of right now?
Right now, I think the hang-up is the punishment. You know, some people, I want to throw the book at folks. I think it's shady. It's, as I like to say, it's crooked as a dog's leg. That's an East Tennessee saying. But and some people want them banned from committees, and you can't be a chairman of a committee, that kind of thing. And that's kind of hard to bind folks to that. I think we're going to agree on something that's legally and that is enforceable. We pass a lot of laws up here and say, oh, you can't do that, but there's no enforcement. There's no fine or penalty. So we got to make sure we get that right the first time.
Do you have a timeline where you're looking at right now? I know that Speaker Johnson endorsed the bill whenever it comes out.
And so did President Trump. Actually, that's what really got the ball going for us. And the left was kind of tickled about that as well, that they didn't have to get out front on it, and nobody really did when Trump did it. No, we don't. I think, but we're getting really close. I'd say I'd say within a month we ought to have something.
And then how are those relationships that you've made with these members, meeting with them every week, going to translate into legislation down the road?
Well, I think it just develops a relationship. When I was in the legislature in Tennessee, an old Democrat told me, and I'm a Republican, an old Democrat, his name was Shelby Reinhardt, he said, Tim, you don't vote bills up here, you vote people. And I develop relationships. That's why I play baseball. I'm third string first baseman. If we get up 16 points, I might get in to hit, but it's not going to, everybody's already drunk and left the ballpark. But I'm out there for relationships, and this is about relationships, and we're developing those. And it's a good thing, and America wants that. They say they don't, but they really do. They want us to get together on some things. But we got to realize that we have differences, and a lot of times a bill that passes, another saying we had in Nashville is everybody is a little uncomfortable with a bill. It's probably a pretty good bill. I think everybody's just a little unsure of where it needs to be exactly, because it's not their bill. And I think we're moving in that right direction.
Are there a lot of tension points that you think you'll hit once the bill comes out? With
a lot of what?
Tension points with some other members whenever the bill comes out?
Oh, yeah. They're not going to like it one bit, especially the people that are in the top 100, the top 10. I mean, Pelosi's not even in the top 10 on the list, and everybody wants to point out her or Republican. It's a bipartisan problem. We've got a huge problem with it, and America knows it, and it stinks.
But you have majority support?
Maybe not. And I think we need to put it for a vote. That's what I always say. Put it up for a dadgum vote. Don't put it in a 1,000-page bill, tuck some amendment in. Put it up and make them vote on it and let America see how their representatives are.
With you talking about how you're not sure if it's going to pass, do you think that the most important thing that came from this is the bipartisan group that worked together and those relationships made?
Well, I hope America can see that we're actually trying to fix a crooked problem, and that not all of us up here are getting fat off the hog out here.
Well, thanks for joining me. You can read more at the Washington Examiner's website.